Now look, I done heard a lot of people complaining about the update from Windows, and look, it's stupid because look, all you gotta do is go down into search right on your computer. You press your little Windows key or you go in the search bar, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in services. You're gonna click the app that says services, and what you're gonna do with that is you're gonna go down, all the way down to Windows Update Service, and you're gonna disable that. However you gotta disable that. And look, it's that simple. You ain't gotta get the update and then complain that the update done broke something. You're gonna stop the computer from updating at all, huh? And the only updates you're gonna get is what the goddamn hell you want with the apps on your computer and their updates. Because this don't affect the servers from websites. What this affects is the servers with Windows. Now, that's how you do it. Fix your problem. Alright, so I noticed a trend in gaming, retro gaming in particular, where a lot of people want to go out and get a cathode ray tube. I had to drink some water, which is why I had to take a pause. They want to go out and they want to get a cathode ray tube. And when they use the cathode ray tube on their old machines that they already have, and they want to connect their old machines that they already have to the TV that they didn't already have, and they want to play the games as they were originally intended to be presented. Now, most people, I don't think that's a terribly practical venture, and let me tell you why. Number one, cathode ray tube is too goddamn tiny. Cathode ray tube of any decent weight is too goddamn tiny for you to see nothing on that TV. And the second thing is, if it's big TV, it's too goddamn heavy. Too goddamn heavy. I got a big flat screen that I play my games with shader glass on. And let me tell you about shader glass. Shader glass is to where you make it look almost, not quite perfect, but almost like a damn cathode ray tube. You ain't got some of the effects working, but it can almost look like a cathode ray tube. And really, 90% of the time, almost is good as goddamn enough. Especially because, like I said, damn TVs are big and bulky and heavy. Now, the second thing is that the cathode ray tubes got a lot of connections, don't even fucking exist anymore. 90% of the time, you might not be able to hook it up to a computer, which is how I record. So, you want to record a game, because that's my hobby. I like to record gameplay and record voiceover and record. Now, you can't hook nothing up directly to a modern computer, so you either gonna have to figure out how in the hell gonna get a old Windows machine hooked up to record a old game device, right? Or you're gonna have to figure out a way what device and what connections you need to connect the old cathode ray tube television into your modern digital recording setup. And that's too goddamn complicated if you ain't got a lot of space, which is what most people ain't got, a lot of space. If they live in a little tiny room out of a little tiny apartment that costs too goddamn much to live in, and they're gonna have to move out of because it's getting too high in price, right? Now, the third reason I don't think you should get a cathode ray tube, motherfuckers, difficult to maintain. Like, you got to maintain the shit. You got to maintain and protect it when you move. You got to protect and maintain this device, and it's dying. It's damn near already dead. Done been 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. The damn tube done degraded. Already, it done degraded to the point where the machine gonna die quite soon, relatively speaking. And it consumes so much, and it consumes a lot of energy. It consumes a little bit cathode ray tube. Regular consumer grade cathode ray tube consume as much as my 4K 48-inch television. Right? My whole 4K, it's a monitor, Actually, not quite a television, but it's the same goddamn thing, really. And a little cathode ray tube television. Little bitty thing. Gonna take up just as much energy as that, probably more. Now, I don't run through all my points. That's why I don't think you should get a cathode ray tube. Let me tell you, it's heavy. I'm gonna summarize. It's heavy. They got archaic connections that you gotta figure out how to connect. And how to move around. Storage space is another thing. Where the hell are you gonna store everything? You live in a little tiny apartment. Live in a little tiny room. Probably share an apartment with 1 or 2 roommates. Cut down on your rent costs, right? How you gonna store everything? Something break, how you gonna maintain it? How you gonna fix it? You gonna fix it yourself? You got all the tools to fix it yourself? You got the time, you got the energy, the patience to fix everything yourself. Right? And cathode, like, doing everything physical. Doing everything physical requires, it demands and requires that you...
I'm already at full health.
That you have the time and the energy and the patience to deal with a mechanical device that is gonna burn and is gonna melt and is gonna degrade and is gonna break. And you want to centralize all the points of failure into one little area. You don't want to have a whole lot of points of failure in your little gaming setup that you done took however long to produce and set up and create your little gaming setup with your wires all tacked to the fucking wall or tucked away some cute kind of way, or
mind if I drop in?
Done up or hidden somehow, right? Done up in a way to where they all out the way, right? You want to centralize all the points of failure, all the machines that can break, all the connections that can go bad, all the connections that can twist up, all the hardware. You want to centralize all that into one thing, into one little place. And the reason you want to centralize all the points of failure into one point of failure is because you can relatively easily replace a computer, but you can't relatively easily find all the correct parts
and a bomb. Have to be really careful here
to fix a damn old machine. It ain't as easy as you might like it to be. You get on your computer, you get an emulator, get a ROM, right? You play it on a digital screen, use shader art, shader glass, right? Use shader glass. Shader glass might fuck up. You ain't got to worry about a toxic chemical. You ain't got to worry about glass busting. You ain't got to worry about getting a specialized repairman paying them whatever the hell is the cost of gas plus labor.
Messing with us. Start the
right?
timer on the bomb.
Your emulator might fuck up, but you can just re-download the emulator, redo all your settings. That's easy. You ain't got to deal with what the hell done went wrong in this machine, right? Your computer might fuck up, your sound might go crazy, but you can just mess with your speakers, right? You can mess with your speaker settings, because it's an issue with the speaker settings if it comes to sound. If your graphics are fucked up,
what's going on?
Then you can just go into the program, change the graphics API, download a driver for your computer, right? That's easy. That's easy, right? It's a lot easier doing everything the modern and somewhat more efficient way than it is to do the old retro vibes based sort of, you know, fucking the old
big safe
fashioned way, let's say that, right? So there are a lot of people that like the old fashioned way, but they go out and they recommend it, but they don't put the caveat that you gotta have the time and the want and the patience to put up with all the bullshit that doing the old shit come with, alright? And then that's what the fuck I'm getting at with this little bit here that I done finished. You know, I was doing my work, thinking about stuff, just randomly. And I remember that there's some people that, like the death penalty. And I disagree with the death penalty for two reasons. Now, The main one is, I believe, you want somebody killed, you got to kill them yourself. You ain't gotta wait for the law to legalize that you can kill somebody, or you want them dead. If they done did something bad, and it's bad enough that you gotta kill them, you gonna stand them up on the wall, you gonna get him into prison, put him up against the wall, you're gonna secure yourself a gun, secure yourself a bullet, put the bullet in the gun, look the man in the eye, walk right away, stare at him, and shoot him. Right square in the head. And that's the most efficient way to kill somebody. That's the least wasteful way to kill somebody. Now,
Help me, Spider-Man, help me.
the second thing is I got a list. And you'll notice on this list,
What's going on out here?
ain't nothing about morality. Ain't nothing about fairness. Ain't nothing about a god. Right?
Uh-oh.
It's all just a list of ways that the human race done come up with to kill people. Now, there's a point to it, so bear with me, right? We done beat him with a stick, beat him with a switch, beat him with a bullwhip. We stuck him up on a big letter X and a big letter T, poked him with big wooden sticks. We done fed him to wolves, fed him to lions, chopped him up, fed them to pigs. We done tortured their genitals. We done ripped the spine up out the back. We done made them walk on stair-step machines till they died out of exhaustion and hunger and dehydration. We done exiled them into the desert to go die because they can't get no food, no water. We done buried them alive. We done tied them up in a sack with rabid animals, threw the sack in the ocean. We done just dropped them in the ocean, plain like that. We done killed hauled them, which is a keel haul, is when you tie them to the side of a ship, and you put them right under the ship, and they scrape against the barnacles that's on the underside of the ship, and they come back, and if they alive, they damn near dead, or wish they was. And the main point is that they should die, and that's a keel haul. And we done burned them. We done crushed them with rocks. We done cut the head off. We done cut them in half, let them bleed out. We done cut their intestines open. We hanged, drawn, and quartered people, which is where you combine the hanging right before they asphyxiate. You cut the rope. Then, as they still choking from the rope around them, you go down to them, you cut the stomach open, take their intestines out, you burn the motherfuckers in front of them, and then you done chop their legs and arms off, and you send them off to someplace else. And then I guess maybe you burn whatever's left of the body, because ain't nothing much left that you can do with that. And then there's guns, right? And then there's guns. We done had 100,000 different ways to kill somebody with a gun from every possible conceivable angle. And then you could poison them, and then you could pull them apart with an animal, right? Pull them apart with 4 horses. That's what quartering is. That's a different kind of quartering from hang drawn and quartering, in fact. And then what's another one? Oh yeah, there's gas. There's poison gas. You can make somebody breathe in a poison gas. You can feed them cyanide. You could give them food poisoning. You could starve them, of course. That's a simple one. You could what is it? What's another one? You could encase them into granite. You could encase them into granite. Okay. Encase them into granite. You could throw them into a volcano. That's a crazy one. You could throw them into a volcano too. You can throw people into a... It's a thing. It's a thing that's happened. It's been done. It's crazy, but it's been done. We done cut their hearts out. Sacrificed them to deities. We done cut their hearts out. Sacrificed them to deities. We done threw them in a herd of animals to get stampeded. We done that. We've done that. It's been done. Second is What's another way that we've come up with to kill people? That's just stuff I can think off the top of my head, right? That's just the thing I could imagine, right? That's the thing I can remember. There's more than that. And it ain't prevented, right? It ain't stopped. It ain't deterred nothing. It ain't deterred nothing. People say that the death penalty is a deterrent. It ain't stopped nobody doing nothing. Because the truth is, you want something bad enough, you're gonna make it happen. You're gonna make it happen, and that's the truth. Alright? And that's my little rant about the death penalty. I know it made it sound a little bit funnier than it should, but there's a lot of crazy ways we done come up with to kill people, and it ain't prevented, it ain't stopped, it ain't deterred. I had to drink some water, not a damn thing is what it is, stopped and prevented and deterred.
Uh-oh, Spidey. Scorpions had it out for old J. Jonah Jameson from day one, blaming Jameson for being stuck in his scorpion suit. Spidey had better get there quickly, or JJJ may end up in the obituaries of his own paper.